about your business to go to another level. You must try to learn and hear something new. So make the change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Drastic. So yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Drastic. So oh yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah, yeah.
Hey there, this is Toni Harris Taylor with another fabulous author, and this is a duo for the Lead Loud project. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
I am so glad that you all said yes to being a part of my coaching family, and now you get to be authors. So, in your own words, tell us, who are you and what do you do?
We are Rachel and Chris San Roman. We started as investors and we became very passionate about what we do and why we do it. And now we want to help other families gain generational wealth for themselves and their descendants. And we decided to start a coaching program. And that's what we do now. We're real estate investing coaches.
Okay, so I want you to thank you for that. And I want you to go all the way back to when you decided you wanted to become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that was real estate. Was real estate your first entree into entrepreneurship, or was it something else?
We had a couple of small businesses throughout the
Okay.
last few years and decided to jump into this.
So, Chris, you kind of look like that dude that's like the paper boy, and you're gonna do you probably was a kid selling candy in school.
Yeah, that's how he was. I was cutting yards at 8 years old, yes, and that as well. So
And it's funny
Correct.
because when I met him, he was indeed selling candy, but he was making candy bouquets out of them. So he definitely did sell candy.
And so you wooed her with a candy bouquet.
yeah,
That is way cool.
yes, definitely. So it was a ganache, fancy chocolates. It was really nice. It's comparable to your edible arrangements. And then
Oh,
we jumped into that together, and here we are.
wow. I didn't even know that part of the story,
Yeah.
but that is so cool. So, how has your entrepreneurship journey shaped you as a leader today?
Wow. I think it's shaped us as leaders because we're really genuine. I honestly can say I never considered myself an entrepreneur before meeting Chris. I had a vision of myself and just going to school, working hard, and building wealth that way. And when we met each other, he opened my eyes to different possibility, right? Whatever you do, do it for yourself. And now I've completely hopped onto the idea and I want others to hop onto the idea because yes, instead of doing it for somebody else, do it for yourself. It's hard work. Nobody says it's easy, but it's all for you and your family.
Yeah. And I love how you all incorporate your family, your boys. How old are they now?
One will be 12 next month, and the other one turned 10.
So adorable.
Thank you.
And I just really appreciate y'all's family vibe. So tell me, how do you define leadership, Chris, in your own words? And what's it mean to lead loud for you?
To be a leader, it stems from, I think, for me, childhood, right? You learn to grow. You learn to see the things that you lack, that you need, the advice, mentorship, all of that, and you go seek it out. When you do that, you're going to run into somebody who's going to take you under their wing and show you the ropes, right? Most people will find someone. And to be a good leader, you have to go through the trials. We often say, hey, look at what we're going through and the things that we mess up on, the mistakes and everything else. And sometimes in that moment, the world's crumbling, right? You're just under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. But without those lessons, you can't be a leader, right? How can I lead if I've never been through the trials and tribulations, right? Just like a lot of our background, Rachel, and my our background, it's coming from the streets, from the hood, from the government housing, everything else. If we never went through that, we couldn't be the investors we are now, understanding, passionate, and we're able to see both sides of the track, right? Those who are not so fortunate where we've been, and those that are blessed, which we are, and that definitely helps our negotiation skills with homeowners and teaching our boys. So, being a leader, sometimes we drop the ball. We're not perfect by no means, but if we're going to lead, we have to go through those trials and tribulations to be able to grow and teach someone else and give them hope.
Do you think that part of leading loud is being vulnerable and saying we're not perfect and we've made these mistakes? Is that part of that, Rachel?
I believe so. I mean, we see so many things online and everybody aspires to doing that, right? Whatever that is, whether it means having Lamborghinis or whatever the case, a huge mansion. I think being vulnerable and saying, yes, you can acquire these things, but you do have to work hard. And leading by example is
Yeah.
the biggest thing, I think. That's why no matter what, with our coaching, we still are investors because we want to do it. We want to be living it while we're teaching it. So yes.
Yeah. Well, my brand's all about being drastic. So tell us about a moment that you had to take a drastic step to grow as a leader. Chris, what did you learn from that? Tell us about it, and then what did you learn from it?
Well, I think it's just from I am there's a ton from how we grew up to military to so I'll give you just a real case here where when we first started real estate, there's a ton of things that go through your mind. And I think just in any industry, a lot of the things in your mind say, no, 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 why do it? You're going to waste your time, all of that. And the drastic step, when I was in the medical field, Rachel actually took the drastic step to start the business, start the real estate to get me out of work full time.
Ooh.
And so the vision was, hey, let's spend more time with her and the boys. And at first I was totally against it. How can we do it? I'm in a good job and everything else. But then you start learning as you get older that money is I say money is everything. You need money for everything. But if you look around your house, just your kids, your family, and that can't be replaced. And no amount of money. And we always say at your deathbed, I mean, people aren't counting all their checks and their, dollar bills. They're seeing who's in that room, right? And that's really what matters. And so the drastic step we took was to go from having a 9 to 5, a good job, career to, hey, let's do this, the real estate. And that was the biggest step. And believe me, everything in me, and I think in Rachel too, said, no, no, no. But when you're passionate and you have a vision and it's out of purity, just out of your heart, it will work.
So, what legacy? So, let's talk about legacy. What legacy are you intentionally building through your brand?
Wow, that's a hard one. I hope we're building a good legacy. I mean, that's what's in our heart. Um, we want to show people that you can be successful together. It doesn't have to be one or the other. So many times we see couples fall apart when one becomes successful and the other one kind of gets left behind. And so I think that's really important to us. It doesn't have to be that way. You could do it together. You could do it as a family. You can still keep your integrity and your intentions and everything that you want out of life and do it together and create something beautiful. So I think if anything, that's what I hope we leave behind is our legacy. We built something strong, a good foundation for our children. And hopefully, if they have children one day, they'll remember their grandparents started this. And it's
Um,
been going since.
Awesome. I have no doubt your kids are going to honor your legacy. But I like what you said a lot, Rachel, about leaving a legacy to help couples know that they can do this together, and that couples can be in business together, whatever the business is, and they pull each other up. And I see that in you all in the hard moments, when the camera is not on. I see what you all are doing, and you all, I can actually envision you all in some point in the future coaching couples on entrepreneurship. That just came to me. And you already know we're going that way. So, okay,
You can help us make it happen, Tony.
absolutely. Let's have this. How has your leadership within Candid REI impacted we've talked about family, so let's talk about community. How's it impacting your community? And I know you're doing something special with teenagers now. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so what we've done is aside from those active investors, those newbies coming into the industry, we're able to impact them by showing them how it works and all the ropes from almost A to Z, really. But we wanted to give more. Again, we always say we need money. Everyone needs money, but when you're really passionate about what you do, you want to spread that and share the world. In the beginning, especially with real estate, I think, and a lot of other things, is we have they call it the scarcity mindset. And we're guilty. I mean, there's times when we go through it still. No one's perfect. We're not perfect by any means. And we don't want to share anything, any resources, anything, right? Secrets with other people, because we're afraid if we share our knowledge that those people will become successful. And in the beginning, it is a little tough to understand that if you share your knowledge, you grow as well. But since we really started this journey, we've been coaching other people before we officially became coaches. And we've learned that it comes back 100-fold. I mean, we can't tell you. So what we've done in that process is we built a reputation for ourselves. So all these groups that we're part of, they know that, hey, we deal with Chris and Rachel, that we're going to get treated right. We're not going to get, everything that they say is going to happen. And what we've done is built that reputation. Now that reputation, we've got to nurture. We got to make sure we take care of it, not only for the other investors that are investing, but we take that same reputation and passion and now instill it in young adults. Those young adults want a way to get out of the neighborhood. They want to invest. They see all these Lamborghinis and mansions, everybody in real estate, right? Saying, look, if you can get rich. The truth is you can get rich, but these people don't know how quite yet. And I didn't know, and I'm sure Rachel didn't know when we were growing up. And so what we're doing with that is we're mentoring young adults, right, in different communities, and more so in communities that aren't so fortunate, right? They call the kids, a lot of young adults that people just give up on, right? They look at them and say, let's not waste our time. But we see that a lot of them do have that entrepreneurship mindset. And we want them to shift that to, hey, how can you make money the right way and start building your legacy, right? And not, it doesn't necessarily have to be money per se, but the reputation you leave, the honor that you leave behind.
Correct. Love that. You guys are perfect for it because you came from there.
Right.
And you get it, and they will be able to relate with you as well. So that's super exciting. So what core values drive your decisions as a business owner and a leader?
We have so many, but I think it's always to do everything with integrity and know that you're doing the right thing. It's funny because so many people know where we live. And I would always tell Chris, how come everybody knows where we live? And he'd be like, we're never going to do anything wrong. So it's not even a big deal if people know where we live. Because we're
That's
never gonna do
really
wrong.
good, Rachel. That's really good. because if you live outside of integrity, then you have an element of fear in your life.
Mhm.
Right.
And you guys, when you do the right thing, there's no fear.
Right.
So that's great. Keep going. Sorry.
No, no. So I believe that's the one thing that we want to do. We want to have fun. We want to build these relationships with people and just surround ourselves with like-minded people who are in this to do the right thing, for themselves, for their families, for the community, for everyone around them, and just keep on building this family of trust and success and wealth for the future. So,
Okay. Really good. So, Chris, this question's for you. Was there a time you ever wanted to give up? And
Oh,
what kept you going?
uh, besides Rachel shaking me and slapping me around, and yes, 100%. In any journey, I don't care what industry you're in, how going to school, whether it's, career wise, everyone wants to give up at one time, some more than others. And this is where really community comes in, and not only community. I didn't grow up in church. I'll tell you that. So, but I always believed in God. I always knew that somebody was watching out for me, because if you see the things, we saw growing up, you kind of often wonder why we didn't go another way, the other path, right? You have two options when you live and come from the neighborhood. You can either use it as an excuse or use it as motivation to get out.
Correct.
And Rachel grew up in church, and I I think with that, as we get older, and now, of course, with Rachel, it's opened my eyes to there's a lot more to life, right? And the faith is really what drives us, even though it's hard sometimes, and you want to give up, and you just say, "Oh God, what am I doing? Please help me. Show me the ways." But yes, there's 100% many times when we want to give up, and when I want to give up. But it's like the elephant in the room. How do you eat the elephant, right? One bite at a time. And it's really like that whole mindset, right? After you pray and kind of slap yourself around to say, what do I need to do? I have 100 items to do. Let's do two or three and keep going. Yes, I think for everything in life, you're going to want to give up, but you need a good support system.
So I'm gonna be transparent. They're coaching with me, and I've seen those moments where they're like, "Oh, I just want to throw in the towel." And I also believe that the community that I've created has helped you to keep going as well.
Sure.
And your clients help you keep going because they've invested in you. And if you lay down, then they're going to lay down, and you have promised them, to help them make an impact. So yes, and faith is key, right? Having faith not only in a higher power, but also having faith in yourself, having faith in the process, trusting the process keeps you from giving up, and it keeps you for showing up as a leader. It keeps you showing up as a leader. So speaking of showing up, how do you show up for your team, clients, or network when things get tough? Rachel?
We have wonderful mentors. We always believe that you do need to have and surround yourself with people, whether you ask for favors or have accountability partners or hire mentors or coaches. It's always a good idea to have them around. Because like you said, there's been times where we've talked to you and we're like, Toni, oh. But I think sometimes those coaches, those mentors, those friends, those accountability partners, they see the good in you, right? And sometimes that's all it takes. Just to be reminded, you're created, you're made for a higher purpose, and you can do it. Even though it seems hard right now, you can do it. And one of our biggest things as well is to always remember why. Why did you start this? Who did you start this for? And or did you start it for yourself? And that's fine, but why? And always come back to that, because that's the reason, that's what's going to help you move forward. The people you surround yourself are going to help you move forward as well. So we completely believe in coaching. We believe in having those mentors, because times get tough, even for coaches and mentors. I mean, I'm 99.99% sure all coaches have some type of coaches.
Yes, they should if they don't. So it's so as a coach, you all have to invest in coaching. Otherwise, it's hypocritical. And you tell people you got to invest in a coach and then you don't have a coach, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I appreciate you all choosing me. Okay, so what is the best leadership lesson you've learned from failure or rejection?
Never give up, I think.
Yeah.
Um, Even when times get hard, even when you don't want to anymore, you just keep going. It always reminds me of the picture, I don't know if you've seen it, where um I think it's like some type of bird that's gonna eat the frog.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the frog is choking him.
Talking the bird. That's right.
Like, no, you're not gonna eat me. I'm not gonna let you. So it's just about never giving up, even though times get tough. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and that's my biggest thing. This time will pass, and tomorrow's a new day, and it's gonna be great. And only you can get yourself out of whatever it is that you're going through. But if you let it happen with the people you surround yourself with and everything that's working in your favor, you're going to get past it, and just don't give up.
Oh, I love that so much. So I love the visual too of the frog and bird because I remember that. So, Chris, have you ever been rejected? And what did you learn from rejection?
Rejected. Yes. I remember asking Rachel, she said no. I said, what the? But
Did you? Did you
well,
really,
yeah,
Rachel?
tell her. Tell her why you thought you were gonna go out with someone like
Thought he was conceited. I mean, he'd walk in with his motorcycle helmet and his jacket, and I was like, okay, you think you're all cool guys.
But that's what I had to wear that so I could stay safe. It had nothing to do with, and now if I were driving in a car, right, or taking a bus and we met in as adults in community college when we decided to go back to school. So I mean it'd be a whole different thing if I just carried around a helmet to try to look cool. But
Right.
I
but
didn't know he wasn't.
Huh?
but I will tell you, no's and just through life, yes, we've been told no many times. And just, even when we're looking for students or projects, we get told no. A no, we tell our boys, and they say, it's one step closer, right? Just to getting a yes. But the no, if you can take a no from your mom, your dad, or tell the boys, if you ask a girl out and they say no, I mean, what's worse than or more embarrassing than a girl telling you no, right? I mean,
Correct.
if you can get through that, you can take a no from anyone. And
Yeah.
sometimes a no, it just, like they say, it's just they're not ready at the time. And just follow up and
Yeah.
see what's going on or see why it's a no and ask and I will say ask why it's a no at that time because
And
you'll never
it's
know.
drastic to
Yeah,
ask too, because it's like uncomfortable because
it
now you
is
got
for
to
both
get
of you.
right, right. And then you got to get ready to hear what they say. You might be lacking. So, but have the courage, and it takes a leader to have courage to to ask the hard questions. So I like that suggestion a lot. So, how has being a part of the Drastic Results, the PPP coaching family and community, how has that helped you to lead louder?
It's been amazing. So I think just putting ourselves out there, right? Just to show up is the biggest thing that we've been learning. So many times we're afraid to ask, we're afraid to talk. And although we say it all the time, having that constant reminder and this amazing community that talks to each other all the time, and it's like, just tell us what you're thinking. And who knows, somebody in the room might be able to help you with the problem you're going through. That itself is amazing. And so just talking and saying, this is what I need, and having a community that is honestly going to try and help you address what you need has made a big difference.
And I think if I can chime in, and for those of us who struggle, right, which is everyone, I can assume, through business, and we talked about a support team earlier. It really is, whenever we ask for help, we're given the help, right? So a lot of other communities, you can ask, hey, well, ask me anything, I'll help you, I promise. Then you ask and say, oh, no, sorry, I don't know, right? Or they know, they just don't want to share. I think here with you, we've learned that we can literally ask anything. And if you don't know at the time, you'll find it. Just like us, if we don't know the answer, because things change all the time, right?
Correct.
There's so many resources. And us, when we're, not as motivated or kind of bummed out for certain things, just having your mentorship in the community will say, hey, this is who you are. This is what we see you as, because there are times when we don't see each other
Sure.
or ourselves as how you see us.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And to have you guys come out and say, hey, Chris and Rachel, this is it. Or Rachel, this is, who you are. This is what I see in you. And you kind of look back, and Chris is what I see in you, and say, you know what? Maybe I'm not in my head, right? What I think and I think that's really what the greatest part about being in the group is. You see us for who we are, and you're able to tell us, hey, we know you can do this.
We got you. So, what bold moves or unconventional strategies help you stand out to grow your business? And they may even be conventional, but what drastic moves are helping you grow your business?
Becoming an author.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's definitely part of it. Something drastic, we didn't imagine it, or we possibly always wanted it, but never imagined it this quickly.
Yeah, and I think even for sponsorships, right? Learning how to sponsor and setting up your one-on-ones and networking, that's drastic. Even for us, I mean, we were networking and doing things one way, and then you're teaching us a different way. And I will admit, I do fight it sometimes because and but when you try it, it's not so bad, right?
So
Just getting over it. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys do a great job with video marketing and showing your videos. And I love that you are transparent and you show the ucky houses y'all go into, and that's very transparent because you are showing your future coaching clients that this is not glamorous.
That's
Right. And they see it on HDTV, but you all are showing the real side of it because you're everyday regular people. And I think that's pretty unconventional because you could want to make it look flowery and sugar coated. And then when people get in, it's like, they didn't tell me that. So I love that y'all are very transparent so people can know what they're getting themselves into. Well, we're almost at the end of the questions. And this is a big question. Pretend, I know this is going to be morbid, but pretend we're at your funeral. What do you want people to say about you and remember about you and the work you've done? What is that legacy?
Oh
I'll let
my.
each of you go with that, Rachel.
Oh, so this is where I think I want to be remembered as a good daughter, as a good wife, as a good mother, and as a person who was always willing to give without expecting anything in return. Um, and I think our business has grown because that truly is what I want to be said at my funeral. And that I was loving and was faithful. And yeah, and I think no matter what we do in life, as long as that's said and we follow those rules in our business, in our life, and how we try to be on this earth, I think we'll be good. So
Chris, what about you?
Well, it's funny, but it's true. We tell the boys, there's two types of people who are going to show up to your funeral. One, to make sure that you're dead, right? Because you're a son of a gun. I want to make sure that person is dead. Or the second type of person or people are those that say, hey, that was a great person. Your mom, your dad was a great person, right? They're good people. And how sad, we are to see them go. Um, and I really believe that that's that's my that's what I want people to remember us as, hey, we were good, solid people. We did the right thing, even though when they say when no one's looking. And just here in this household, we strive to do the right thing all the time, even though it may not be the easiest thing to do. And we see other people successful and they do all the wrong things and they're so crooked, as people say. And yes, it is tough sometimes, but I know we can sleep at night knowing that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chris and Rachel, it's been my pleasure to have you in my life. It's just been a few months, but you all have added value to my life. And I'm just grateful to have you as family now, not just clients. And so tell everybody how to get in touch with you.
Sure. So you can reach us on our website at candidrei.com. That's our website. We have a Facebook called Candid REI Coaching that you can join. And our phone number, local one here, 713-635-9706. Or if you want to shoot us an email at rc@candidrei.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and a few others.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I will make sure everyone knows how to get in touch with you. But this was a great opportunity for you to leave a legacy and to lead loud. This is Toni Harris Taylor saying, take a drastic step today and don't forget to lead loud for a fantastic tomorrow. Bye.
Drastic.